Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. Well, very amazing to listen about AI, because it's quite an extraordinary hype. Everybody is talking about AI, saying that it's either coming or already has come. I can say even more. Artificial intelligence, actually, professionals don't call it this way. It's computer vision. It's processing of computer language. We, for simplicity, also call it and can say that it has existed for a long time, minimum since 2007, when we started massively recognize the car signs, and more niches are coming in, and more and more penetration of the technology. It's not a panacea, but in many niches, it's created a revolution. I would like to share with you, well, small story. For the first time, when we tried to imitate neurons of human brain, that happened in 1957, and ever after, there had been a lot of other things, and then it was forgotten. And I remember the time. Back in the 2000 to the 2010, if you applied saying that you are doing something based on the artificial neural networks, you were reviewed as crazy. That was something about perpetual engine. But our compatriot, being in the Canadian university, he did it. It was Mr. Krzyzewski in 2012 for game video cards. He managed to train multi-layer neural networks. And what you know about this hype of AI dates back to 2012. Artificial intelligence currently is so far is not going to enslave us. It's just sort of private cases. It knows how to classify pictures by categories and find objects, a car or an animal, quite high quality to recognize and digitalize human speech, and digital text can be analyzed in the context to understand how to go further. So that's already solved. Those things already solved. But revolution is underway every 6 months or 12 months, and AI, in a number of cases, opens up new opportunities to expand the human capabilities. Back in 2018, there were breakthrough articles as to how to identify eye diseases at an earlier stage. It had not been possible before that. Neural networks and models appeared which predicted cardiovascular diseases at an earlier stage when a human being is incapable of doing it. In medicine, time is the most important resource. The earlier you identify, the better for you. Last August, Amazon also did a revolution, not at the level of the technology, but at the solving, well, it was allowed to provide cargoes, and we wanted same delivery, and currently it's 30 minutes or even faster. Also, driverless cars, quite advanced technology, but regulation sort of deters it. For instance, if we compare the robots, road accident-free traffic and taxi drivers, artificial intelligence shows much better results. And we are aware of the fact that AI technology will penetrate deeper into the economy to transform it. Industrial robots since 1970 been introduced in enterprises, but of course it's coming, and it will be our everyday life for your business, for your home. The end-to-end methods of artificial intelligence will make this revolution when it is not going to be programmed manipulators but those you can train as a child. Smart cities, just notice the difference, because we used to say safe cities. Now the technologies, modern technologies, allow you not only to speak about safety and think about applying in police or somewhere else, but to make it faster for us to go from home to work because of the traffic jams and traffic lights control, and because human factor very often is negative. Well, agriculture, your harvest can be improved, your crops better, and it will boost the development of this technology, I mean the number of smart devices. In 2020, we had more than 15 billion units of such devices. Currently, we are on the threshold when IoT is going to be transformed into AIoT, where it is possible to make a breakthrough, and we are working hard at it now. It's a combination of edge computing with reliable, fast networks. Just imagine a drone flying with a parcel, and even if it broadcasts its data to a very high cloud, the latency will not make it too safe, because it has to process the information and make the decision instantly. But using 5G, switching from one device to another, you can update the map, and that's a breakthrough. Then video surveillance cameras, it's protection of privacy and personal data, but more and more demand of research and analytics on board the camera, the protected information, using fast, reliable networks to exchange those events, not violating the rights, the human rights. Robotics, to make robots cheap and affordable. This is the edge computing, and we'll do it. It's video, audio.
And the only chance to make it quickly and to have a good, efficient battery can be done through neurochips, modern chips. And did you try augmented reality glasses? Please raise your hand if yes. If you wear 15 minutes, then your ear might burn, or the battery will go low. The principles for these neurochips is operating on the principles of how brain is operating. The latency is very good, and this solution is very efficient. So if we look at the industry of chips, at a point of time when you start implementing supercomputers, you understand that in a couple of years, new architecture will be out and it'll be obsolete. In case of cloudlets, it's a bit easier than that. But why we like the industry of edge computing, the lifespan for such devices are about 10 years, but they can change meters and sensors, but these machines can work for decades. But if we know how artificial intelligence can operate inside it, then it will make the whole thing more efficient. Artificial intelligence is developing as a child, and the model should be updated, and it should be done in a targeted way through 5G. And by the way, we made a first step and invested into a neuron company, one of the best leading chip producers in artificial intelligence chips. Now they offer solutions from 0.5 watts up to 1.2 watts. It is their capacity, and it gives an opportunity of a full-fledged video card on a drone. And this is digital revolution. This is not relevant now to buy video cards and ordinary processors and learn how to adapt algorithms. Our investment means that we look forward a couple of steps forward, and we create algorithms-driven hardware. When people who write down the algorithms make rules for chip developers on how to structure such architecture. And if we want to be leaders in artificial intelligence in the long-term perspective, we should look at three horizons. Our strategy is three-wave faceted thing. We invest into technologies that are time-tested by the market, and these are quick wins, and we call it small wave. This is the horizon up to 3 years. We produce such products on our own or make investments. There is another market that we call trends or middle wave, and these are companies that are still not very much famous in the market due to the regulations or other reasons, but the technology is operating and it is efficient. For instance, processing medical images. You cannot go to an insurance company saying that artificial intelligence prescribed me an X-ray session. And number three, chips, frameworks, and platform for managing the network for distributed devices. Fleets of drones, of robots, and this is segment number three that we invest in. And in general, just very briefly, what risks there are around in this area? The trend is as follows: a huge drawback of hardware, huge lack of hardware for such edge computing. There are chips, yes, but the idea is not in chips. So we need a convenient kit, convenient for developers, the one that can port your algorithms very quickly and efficiently into your devices. High power consumption, another challenge. When you train your model, did you train a model of artificial intelligence? Raise your hands if yes. Not many of you, but you know, if you spend 2 weeks of GPU time in a very powerful supercomputer, then this heavy model can be shrunk 1,000 times. Algorithms are excessive now, and now it is important that we create compact algorithms. And some tasks are easier to tackle through people's efforts, and we think that this will become a commodity. We believe that the migration will come from cloud-centric system to distributed system with edge computing and 5G networks. And now we see that every giant company starts either investing into chips or create their own. And we've made this step already. And we understand that, of course, we have good expertise and good partners around, but we are in search of teams. And now we are launching a comprehensive system where we have our own expertise center with international experts of global level on board. And we are in search of startups, like-minded people who can tackle the tasks I mentioned. Edge computing, always on inference, and distributed systems, optimal algorithms from the point of view of product. And of course, we try to find people, entrepreneurs, who know how to pack technologically complicated things into simple products for ordinary people. That's why we have a fund, we have an accelerator. Please join us. You're welcome. Let's be partners. Let's tackle complicated, ambitious tasks together. Thank you very much for your attention.